We're from MN2 Group 10. Now we are going to show our tableau for A2. So first, we try to union confirmed death and recovered global CSVs into one column, and also we put a pivot operations as well, so it becomes confirmed recovered death time series in here. Then we join it with vaccination data and also time series COVID vaccine admin global CSVs with joins for dates and also for the countries as well. So first we're making the confirmed cases. Okay, here are our confirmed cases. Then we go to the recovered sheets, and this is our death sheets. So we covers also in the lines for every countries. Then we also put the average vaccine distribution over population in each WHO region in here. And also we did a map charts for fully vaccinated population. Also here are our dashboard, and we can also put something like this as well. Yeah, and maybe that's it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, we are Team 1. We're gonna talk about the vaccine distribution and visualizing data for Pfizer. We're gonna talk about the vaccine's effectiveness with numbers of deaths, vaccine's effectiveness with confirmed cases, vaccine distribution over time, as well as areas to focus on Pfizer. Now pass it down to Najar.
Thank you, Sophie. First slide, countries like India and USA, we can see a decline in the number of deaths when the number of vaccines increase. Now let's look at the uh, yep. Examining the provided graphs, we observe a crucial overlap despite a sharp rise in vaccine distributions. Beginning in November 2020, death rates continue to climb steadily. This apparent contributions highlights key factors influencing our data, such as the delayed immune response post-vaccination, challenges in vaccine distribution, and prevalence of more infectious or resident virus variants. Moreover, the absence of an immediate decline in death rates following the vaccine rollouts underscores the importance of analyzing vaccines' efficiency over and more extended period. This is essential for more accurate assessment of how vaccines impact mortality rates. Overall, these trends emphasize why the vaccines are powerful tool against diseases. Their impact on reducing mortality unfolds over time, reinforcing the need for sustained vaccinations effort to eventually see a decline in death rates. Thank you. I'm going to be passing it to Sophie.
Thank you, Najar. Now, when looking at how effective the vaccines are when it comes to preventing new confirmed, see that the vaccine count graph for China shows a notably high figure. However, the confirmed cases number appears significantly lower. This could be most likely due to underreporting. This discrepancy impacts the accuracy of the overall data set and skews the analysis. Now, looking into the next slide, the graph demonstrates that both metrics are increasing at a significant rate, which may suggest that there is a weak relation between the two. However, it is important to consider that there are other influencing factors that could be at play. For example, finding in the graph, we see that there is a lack in impact of vaccination, which could be due to vaccine rollouts and visible reductions in the confirmed cases. One of the insights that we can take from the graph is that there is highly transmissible variants. For example, in Delta in 2021, there was a likely reduced vaccine effectiveness in preventing infection while still effectively reducing severe cases and hospitalizations. As the vaccination rates increased, more people started to become more relaxed and started to disregard the importance of social distancing, mask wearing, and not using non-pharmaceutical interventions, leading to continued virus spread. Now I'll be passing the floor on to Fadlan.
Thank you, Sophie. Now let's talk about vaccine distributions. This chart below show the average of percentage of vaccines distribution over the population of each WHO region as per September 2021. And the darker shade represents the total number of vaccines administered in the specific region as indicated by the legends. The key findings that we find from this chart is that the European region has the highest average vaccination distribution rate with over 100%, and more vaccines were administered than the total population due to the second and booster doses started to be distributed in this region. And in addition, Western Pacific region follows behind, even though the region has the highest total vaccination, with more than 2.5 billion doses administered due to high number of population in this specific region. But in contrast, African region has both a lower total population and a significantly lower share of vaccination administered. And next, the business insight that we can get from these charts is that Pfizer can focus on increasing vaccine supply and distribution partnership in underperforming regions like the African region to fulfill vaccine equity by collaborating with WHO, UNICEF, and Gavi in collective international effort with the name of One Country Team, One Plan, and One Budget to provide affordable vaccine options tailored to the needs of these low coverage countries. And second, promoting second vaccine doses in region that has exceeded 100% vaccination distribution average, such as European region and Western Pacific region, especially for high priority groups of people such as older individuals and health workers with direct contact to COVID-19 patients. Now I'm gonna pass the floor to Harsh.
Thank you, Fadlan. Now let's cover the countries that are expected to have a higher demand in the nearest future as Pfizer. The map displays a region of the world which highlights countries with higher vaccinated population with a darker shade, as indicated by the legend. Some of the findings from this graph are that we see a higher vaccinated population in regions like Europe and North America, with an outlier in China. Regions like Southeast Asia, despite having a huge number of vaccinations, do not match their actual population, which is why they have a low percentage. Similarly, population data is missing in some key African countries, which explains a low vaccine coverage in that region. What are the insights that we as Pfizer can take from this? Countries like India with 15.14% vaccine coverage, Pakistan with 11.21, and Bangladesh 9.27, which house approximately 1.7 billion people, should be an obvious place to focus on, especially considering the fact that places like India don't have Pfizer vaccine, and this is somewhere where we should establish our vaccinations. Secondly, regions in South Asia, which include countries like Philippines and Indonesia, with 14.73 and 16.86% vaccination coverage, are regions with a high population and will likely have an increased demand for vaccines. As Pfizer already has a supply established in these regions, it's best to keep a close eye out here. Lastly, we should keep in mind that COVID vaccinations require multiple doses. Pfizer shouldn't lose its coverage on Europe. Despite having over 50% in almost all European countries, they still require vaccinations, and we shouldn't lose our supply there. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you and have a nice day.